one thing I'm finding that's coming out of this all is today how we are educating people on the Holocaust. I wasn't educated about this when I was younger. I suppose back in the 90s I was doing other things, but it wasn't something that was there. We wasn't educated. And I suppose looking back now, I think it's something that would we really understand it when we're younger? But the most important thing that I want to take out of this now is the fact of how I can educate people. Because talking to local people and people who work on the history of this part of history is that the Holocaust was a massive thing. There's a book I've read by a guy called Dan Stone, Professor Dan Stone, and I highly recommend it, because even for somebody like me who is not an intellect, and don't laugh for those of you at home who know me, but for people like me who don't really who don't understand the long words and this, that and the other, and I'm not really an academic in that respect, and dyslexic, so I struggle in that respect. When you've got these books that are so thick and you just dread even looking at them, the text is small. But there's a book by Dan Stone called The Holocaust, and it's on Audible, and it gives you a whole insight into what is an absolutely unbelievable period of human history. But from this perspective of Eastern Poland and what was Russia, I find that we talk a lot about Auschwitz, and I think that Operation Reinhard is not even noticed. I'd imagine if people, the general public like me, someone said, what is Operation Reinhard? You'd have no idea. But if you said, well, what's Auschwitz? You would say, well, a million people died there. Operation Reinhard killed more people, and it was hidden by the Nazis, and it was a calculated, everything was calculated, and all the way from Warsaw across to the border where Treblinka is to here, Sobibor, and then down to Belzec, is a huge area of country where the Holocaust was at work. The whole country, I call it Holocaust country. I don't, when I say country, it's like it is the landscape, the whole thing, villages, towns, ghettos. And looking at the visitor numbers of Sobibor, where I am, is quite interesting too, because you get a real understanding of who's coming here. I've just had a quick flick through it, really, and it is a real shame that not many people are coming to visit. Like 30,000 people. More people visit my this distillery local to where I live than come here to something that's truly significant in human history. And I'd like to think I could do something about that in the future. Even if it's something small, to open up the door to people really understanding what happened at this site that is now an absolutely beautiful, peaceful place to visit. But this was a horrendous place. Only 83 years ago, it was horrific. What went on here is mind-boggling, and the people who escaped and their testimony is so important for us to be educated today and realise it's not that long ago that stuff like this happened, and there's stuff happening today, and we've got to be more realistic about what's going on and what has really happened in the not so far past, and every time I come back it reinforces that for me. So I hope to one day, I hope the book, which I will get published, and and I need to get it published in many different languages. And if there's anyone out there, by the way, who's interested in what I'm doing, or who wants to help towards what I'm trying to achieve here, then please get in touch with me, because I'd be happy to discuss anything with you. The more we can educate people, the better it will be, so it never happens again.